Ladies and gentlemen, we have gotten access to a test server in Rise of Kingdoms that shows off all the new content in update 83, which includes the new shifting gears kvk as well as the museum buffs for Guan, Leo, and a ton of other things. So today I'm going to go over everything that I'm allowed to share with you guys about this brand new update, and if you appreciate news on new updates, make sure you drop a thumbs up on the video and consider subscribing while you're down there. About 68% of you guys are not subscribed. But first, what's going on, guys? Cheers. If you guys want to use the chapters down below, that's going to help you jump to whatever part of the video you're most interested about. Let's talk about the new season of conquest shifting gears story. Okay, if we tap on the book in the top right corner, you can see that the focus of this story seems to be ranged units and ranged commanders. It seems to be the case that this kvk story is centered all around ranged combat. At least that's kind of like the gimmick here. Okay, ballista, these mighty war machines were once the pride of empires and a symbol of martial might. Their powerful bolts soared across enemy lines and changed the outcome of countless wars. Now a new kind of ballista emerges from the kingdom's workshops with abilities unlike any before it. Shifters. This battlefield will be their proving ground where our brave governors will use them to skirmish and harry our foes or rain death from vast distances. In this war, victory will come at the end of a bolt. And here we have a picture of the map that we're going to be getting for this upcoming new shifting gears kvk. We have the 4 camp system, one in each corner. It looks perfectly symmetrical, divided in all 4 corners, so that's going to be really interesting there. Now I'm just going to remind you guys that I am on a test account here, and the developers have made it clear that they're still fine-tuning a lot of the things with the new shifter mechanic and how things are going to work, so I'm not sure exactly what I can show, but let's take a look at what they said in their in-game mail that was already sent to all players in the game. They said we'll have a commander revamp feature that will revamp a commander, which will allow them to lead skirmisher / artillery troops and learn a new active and expertise skill. Now this is really interesting because this could be giving us a way to actually use old commanders that we invested in many years ago and give them a new role in kvk, right? So let's say you expertised Frederick back in kvk 1 because you didn't know what you were doing, or you just felt like you liked the character, whatever the case might be, and then you find in season of conquest that he's kind of not that great, right? Well, here we've got a revamp feature where maybe in this specific kvk you could use those commanders that are just sitting on the bench to actually have a role in the game. That could be really, really interesting. So here we see shifters are new units that will redefine the way you approach ranged combat. If a revamped commander is the primary commander of a troop, then all the troops units will be automatically converted into shifters. Shifters have the same base attributes as siege units, but half the load. Okay, they do not counter and are not countered by any unit types. That's actually really big. That's one of the biggest downsides of siege, is that they're literally countered by everything. Like that, no matter what's hitting you, unless it's another sieged unit, you're being countered. But with these, that is not the case, which is really awesome. Bonus conversion. If a revamped commander is the primary commander of a troop on the map, certain bonuses from equipment, talents, formations, armaments, technologies, the museum, and city themes will be converted into bonuses for shifter units depending on the commander's original talents. For example, if a revamped commander has the infantry tag, all infantry bonuses from the above sources will be converted into shifter bonuses. In addition, melee damage bonuses will be converted into ranged damage bonuses. So this is really nice stuff. It's just an effortless, just boom, you just get the stats for the unit you care about. So that makes a lot of sense. You don't even have to think about it. You just revamp the commander and then all of their stats are going to work for these shifters. Now it looks like the shifters can be one of 2 types of troops. Okay, we've got skirmisher troops and artillery troops. Skirmisher troops are a new type of troop that can launch ranged attacks without switching to ranged mode, but takes increased damage, deals bonus damage when there are no enemy governor troops within a certain range. Only revamped commanders or those with the engineering talent can use their active skills when leading skirmisher troops. So that's going to be a big incentive to revamp commanders, right? Like in this game mode, you're going to want to revamp commanders, unless you're already like heavily invested in siege, in which case like you probably already have a good use for those armies. You might as well make good use out of other things as well, which is really nice. And what I'm thinking right out of the box, I'm thinking of all of the old leadership commanders that nobody uses ever, right? Like Julius Caesar, Frederick, like all those guys that no one cares about. Those are probably the commanders that you're going to want to change and revamp, because think about it. It says here that the stats from the museum are going to be converted to ranged bonuses, right? So think about like Caesar and Ragnar, especially Caesar with his 30% all damage bonus. Like that's insane, right? That's insane. And all their stats are universal, so you can use them for anything. I think that could be probably the play, but we'll have to see, especially because you have nothing else to do with them. So why not, right? Looking at the artillery troops, it says a new type of troop that can launch high damage ranged attacks. It has much longer range than traditional ranged troops, but a limited firing angle. Only revamped commanders or those with the engineering talent can use. Okay, so same thing there as with the skirmishers. So it seems like this army or this type of troop can hit from farther away and deal more damage, but I assume it'll be perhaps like a cone, right? Like, so normally ranged troops you can hit in a circle around you. This says that they have a limited firing angle. Okay, so I'm assuming the circle for normal range is converted into an angle of like you can shoot in this general direction, and that could be super good for things like passes, right? That's the first thing that comes to mind for me, especially if it's higher damage. That's crazy. Revamp coins. You will need to spend revamp coins each time you revamp a commander. You will automatically gain revamp coins every hour and can also earn them by completing bastion quests. Okay, so it looks like, and you know, don't quote me on this, but it looks like this is a currency that you're just going to be getting from just playing this. Okay, maybe there's going to be a bundle or something like that, I have no idea, but from just by the looks of it, it looks like this is going to be just a feature of the KVK. I'm hoping that's how it is, and if that's the case, then okay, that makes sense. You can't just revamp a bunch of commanders, right? You're gonna have to actually think about which ones would make the most sense to revamp, and you're going to do that, right? You don't want to waste these coins, you want to be smart about it, and that's pretty cool. And finally, we have Alliance Arrow Towers. Crusader flags can be transformed into Alliance Arrow Towers, which will attack nearby non-friendly cities. Their attacks will reduce the city wall durability. I think this is how this already works in certain KVKs as well. So this is going to be a super interesting KVK, and I think for those people that really like the ranged combat style, like people who are fans of ranged combat in Call of Dragons, for example, maybe this is a little bit more your speed, right? Obviously Call of Dragons has things like different terrain levels and flying units and all that other stuff, but this is still a little bit closer, right? Because now we're having troops that can launch ranged attacks without converting and without a special formation or anything like that, and we also are going to have longer distance ranged, which is not something we've ever seen in Rise of Kingdoms before, but we do see that in things like Call of Dragons and other games. And so for ranged enjoyers, this is going to be a beautiful KVK, and also again, it could be giving you a way to use some older commanders that you don't have use for. And that's one of the things, like, I mean, we're looking at Richard here, right? They are actually featuring Richard for this KVK's screen. Like, is that a mistake or is that a hint? Like, what if you converted Richard to a ranged commander and now he's got this massive healing factor for his active skill? Like, that could be super interesting, right? And all of his infantry stats are converted into, you know, engineering or ranged stats, and then he's reducing the damage that he's taking, so he's like a tanky ranged healing unit like that. I don't know, like there's a lot of possibilities here where if you're feeling stale of the regular open field combat these days, maybe this is like the next KVK that your kingdom should be looking at. Maybe this is like the solution there, because this seems like a KVK that could change pretty dramatically how fighting works, assuming that these ranged units are actually powerful, because if they're not, people are just going to resort to their normal, you know, their normal 7 March lineup, and then that's going to be it. And yes, before you guys ask, this is a Season of Conquest, so this does have crystal tech and all that other stuff. And if we look at, oh well, I guess they won't let me look at the store, so I don't know if anything has changed there, but I doubt it. Next, let's take a look at some of the other events that are present here. We've got the Rise of Kingdoms crossover with the National Roman Museum, like in real life. Okay, and as part of this event, it looks like we're gonna get the kind of sort of standard holiday events, In Search of Wonders. We also have a Rome themed event here, which is nice. You're going to be able to get your hands on some legendary commander sculptures, some more little brushes. Also, if you want the Bard's Pendant, this is a great time to get your hands on it. This is going to give you more resources when you're gathering. You'll have a choice of some of the previous city skins. Okay, 2 of these are infantry related, by the way. And then we've got the Roman holiday event. This is a 5-day event. We've seen this many times before. It looks like the Civilization Explorer event may make a return here as well, because we do have the new museum relics, right? And this is sort of a battle pass style of event here, where you're going to get actually a lot of this currency for free just by going through the free tier at the very top here. Boom, there we go. But it looks like you'll get slightly more than double if you actually upgrade to the Explorer's Treasures. So that's a $10 bundle right there, as you can see, and that'll get you a ton of this stuff. So if you are in the market for a lot of those you know, coins and that catch up stuff, then great. This is going to be a good chance for you to do that. Here we've got a couple of different event challenges challenges, daily challenges, things along those lines. So there you go. We also have the armament reveal thyself event, and I think this is actually new. This is going to let you choose a preferred formation, which you can get the staggered formation. This is the new one that gives you 15% march speed when marching to join a rallied army or garrison. And here we can see the probability of getting an inscription legendary, inscription epic armament. It looks like you can get epics or higher, which is really good. And it's going to show you, I guess, parts of the actual armament, so you'll get like a sneak peek of the armament itself. Let me see if I can get some of these tickets here. I'm gonna just buy as many tickets as I can. So here we can see, like, okay, this one is 26 tickets, and I know it's partly infantry focused. This one's 4 tickets, and it's got double archer stats, right, which is nice. But this one shows me literally what like slot it goes in. So each one of these gives you a little bit more information. This looks like all damage, right? Yeah, archer defense and all damage. So we bought this one, and that's what we get. Let's buy the all damage one. And what do we get here? It is a 0.5% all damage. So this is actually a purple, it looks like. So okay, there we go. This one is 26 tickets. Let's buy the 26 ticket one, see what that one costs. And that is, yeah, see, 26 tickets for that. That doesn't seem, I mean, that seems expensive for that. This one's double archers, but it's guaranteed double archers, but it could be like a purple, right? Yeah, there we go. It's purple. So there we go. Okay. Is there a way to refresh? Oh, there is. Okay. So it's free to refresh it the first time. So let's do that. Oh, it looks like it's free again. Maybe that's only because I'm in the test server. I'm not really sure, but this one, so for example, this one we know guaranteed is legendary, but we don't know if it has an inscription or not. So for 28, let's just see, what do we get here? It is cav attack, and it looks like no inscription. So yeah, I mean, I guess this is an interesting event if you're looking to get specific pieces for your, like, if you're actually just chasing a single slot for a particular, you know, armament set, then this could be a good way to go about doing that. By the way, the staggered formation, let's actually take a look at that really quick, because I was taking a look at this before actually. And if we take a look at the codex here for the staggered formation all the way at the bottom, you'll see that we have hasty retreat, 50% march speed while routed, fallback is 20%. We have blast shield, where if you take AoE, the damage is reduced by 30%. And then the rare one is 15%, same thing. Here we've got full force. You increase your troop capacity by 5% or 2% for those inscriptions. And then this one's interesting. It says if the wielder's troop is in a rally or garrison but is not the captain, the wielder's troop gains 5% sev wound resistance. So that's crazy. I mean, here we got 2% for the rare one, but that's real good, guys. So if you're going to be like joining rally and garrisons, like this is going to be the way to go. But like, also, if I'm being 100% honest, I don't know who's like acquiring armaments for the sole purpose of joining rallies and garrisons. Maybe some people are doing that. I have no idea, but that is definitely what this specific formation is all about. Another new feature I noticed in the test server is called Cityscape. Okay. And if you tap this, what this is going to do is it's actually going to let you copy and also share, I guess, your city layout, right? And there's going to be a community tab where you can actually like go through and look at a bunch of different city layouts and choose the ones that you think are the coolest looking. I guess you can also enter a governor ID here. I just tried typing in my ID and nothing comes up. So maybe you have to opt into this. So when this feature actually goes live, perhaps like I could, for example, share my city layout, how my city looks. And then once I do that, maybe you guys can go and all copy that layout. That's going to be really interesting. It's going to be kind of cool to see, like maybe all like an entire alliance will come together and like all put their same city layout. Like that could be really interesting. This also is going to be really nice. Like for example, like I like how my city is laid out, and I would like it if my farm was laid out that way as well, but I'm too lazy to go through and do all that. So it's going to be cool to be able to just share my layout, and then my farm can copy it if it wants to. I wonder how it's going to work with like the event items that other players might not have, right? Like limited event things. Like how is that going to work? Maybe it's just an empty space. No idea how that's going to work there, but that's another cool feature you can find if you tap on this little hammer here, and that's how you're going to get there. Now we have a few updates to migration. First of all, it looks like the recruitment plaza is a new feature that's going to be launched here, and it says kingdoms in SOC can publish recruitment ads in the plaza, which can be viewed and filtered by potential immigrants. So this is cool. I think a lot of players use things like Discord channels to find new kingdoms to go to. And you know, anytime you have to download another app for your game, it's too complicated, right? I know a lot of you watching use Discord, and so do I, but like for the average player that's not even watching these YouTube videos, it's nice that you're going to be able to find a new kingdom just within the game itself with the recruitment plasma. I like that a lot. Also, we've got immigration optimization qualifications. Cross-season immigration now requires putting a down deposit of 20,000 gems. Once you receive eligibility, a deposit will be deducted from your account. Once you've finished immigrating, your deposit will be refunded to you, so you're not actually paying 20,000, you're going to get it back. But if your eligibility expires and you haven't immigrated to the kingdom, you lose the deposit. Governors with less than 10 million power are not eligible for cross-season immigration, and lowered the power limit for cross-season immigration from 100 million down to 85 million. So no more 100 million power player cross-season immigration. It's going to be interesting to see how this actually affects players going to and from different servers. And the last thing here is actually changes to Ark of Osiris. It looks like for the league grand finals, there's going to be a live stream 5-minute delay. That's totally fine and expected and reasonable. At the start of the Osiris League grand finals, all participants will be provided with equipment and armaments to use. They will be recalled at the end of grand finals. That's nice. Actually giving them that stuff is good because it kind of puts everyone on an even playing field, which I like. Added a tournament feature for Ark of Osiris events. You can view a record of past tournament results through the Ark of Osiris page. That's pretty cool. The tournament history feature includes video replays of the Osiris League playoffs, grand finals, and grand prix. I love that. And it will also include replays from the current year and the previous year, but starting in 2024. So lots of new changes coming to update 83. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I feel like this is the calm before the storm. Like there's a lot coming with this update, but I feel like we're on the brink of the new graphics update coming for the remastered KVK Heroic Anthem. My kingdom is registered for that, so hopefully I can show you guys that on the channel. But also they've already announced the home kingdom remastered graphics, which is really nice. So there's tons to look forward to coming up, even beyond update 83. So the fact that there's a lot in this update is really great because we have even more to come. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, you made it all the way to the end, drop a thumbs up on it. It really helps out the channel a ton, and it helps get this video out into the YouTube algorithm so other Rise of Kingdoms players might see it. Comment down below your thoughts on this update. Are you excited for the new KVK story and the new updated museum? What do you guys think about all the content here? I would love to hear from you in the comment section below. And while you're down there, consider subscribing to the channel and clicking the bell to be notified the next time I upload a Rise of Kingdoms video. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been Omniarch. I will talk to you guys again soon. Peace.